The award-winning first-person adventure game Outer Wilds has received high praise from gamers. And in today's video, I am going to show you the 10 best games like Outer Wilds. So without wasting any more time, let's start this video. The first game of this video is The Forgotten City. A mystery adventure game, The Forgotten City was really born as a Skyrim hack before growing in scale. There are some narrative and gameplay parallels to Outer Wilds, in which you, like that game's protagonist, find yourself in a time loop and must unravel secrets and puzzles to save the planet. Next up we have No Man's Sky. If you liked Outer Wilds for its open world, you'll feel right at home here. The planets of No Man's Sky don't have nearly as much character, however, as Outer Wilds. Compared to No Man's Sky, which is constantly becoming bigger and better with updates and new gameplay modes to increase replayability, Outer Wilds is much more linear. Number 3 we have Deliver Us the Moon. The adventure puzzle game Deliver Us the Moon satisfies a similar need to Outer Wilds, but with a far more cinematic tone and presentation. Seen as a sci-fi thriller, it takes place in the future when Earth's natural resources have run out, and you play the role of a lone astronaut sent on a journey to the moon to preserve mankind. Next up we have Observation. Observation is a fun way to kill a few hours if you're in the mood for more space-themed puzzle adventure games. The player takes control of Dr. Emma Fisher, the lone survivor on board an apparently deserted space station, as she enlists the aid of the station's artificial intelligence assistant Sam to restore service. Next up we have Hard Space Shipbreaker. Hard Space Shipbreaker is a physics-based salvage simulation game that similarly highlights the more technical parts of space equipment. There, you take on the role of a salvager for a firm tasked with dismantling spacecraft in order to reclaim its precious components. Next up we have Obduction. It has stunning visuals, spanning several extraterrestrial worlds, much like Outer Wilds. Players are left to their own devices to solve the game's riddles. On the contrary, I think this game is best suited for puzzle veterans because of its lack of tutorials. To the extent that this is possible in a puzzle game, Obduction is really innovative. Next up we have Lifeless Planet. This indie puzzle platformer follows a lone astronaut who is sent to a distant planet in search of intelligent life. After their spacecraft crashes, the mission is judged a failure, but soon after, odd buildings and things materialize and start pointing your character in a certain direction. Next up we have Chasing Static. Fans of Outer Wilds will feel at home with the sci-fi themes and gameplay aspects in Chasing Static, another short adventure game. Retro-styled PS1 visuals accompany a story about a guy called Chris who, after a power outage and the appearance of bizarre beasts, takes sanctuary in a little roadside cafe. Next up we have Tin Can. In Tin Can, the basic concept is that your starship exploded just before you escaped in a pod that is currently hurtling through space with faulty electronics. You'll need to quickly fix and monitor every station while checking an onboard guidebook for advice if you want to make it out alive. Last but not least we have Astroneer. Inspired by open-world survival games, it lets players build their own infrastructure on an alien world by connecting stations, power plants, and oxygen links. Players may unlock new possibilities, such as other livable planets, as they amass a sufficient stockpile of resources to construct vehicles and spaceships. So that's the list of 10 best games like Outer Wilds for PC and consoles. Your support is much appreciated if you like the video and want to see more from Games Puff.